Hey everybody, it's time to make another top loading zipper bag. This is the top loading zipper bag like we made last time, and today we're going to do it a little bit different. So the top loading zipper, as you can see, it opens up, allows easy access. You get a little bit of a clean surface to work with, and then when the bag is like this, the contents kind of drop into this little notch, and so it controls the stuff. So we're going to build one today that is slightly different. I call this the circular zipper insertion. So here's our bag blank. Here is our piece of zipper. These are the parts that we need. Then we need one piece of 2.5-inch grosgrain and then a 4-inch piece. And with the dimensions, remember last time we needed a bag that was this wide, and so we basically kept that dimension. But for this dimension, we had to double it. So this bag is going to be a little different. For this bag, I only need it to be 6 inches wide, but I have to make it 12 inches because we're going to fold it this way. Instead of, like with this bag over here, instead of folding it up this way. And so then this dimension from here to here, we just keep the dimension that we want. So I got 2, 3, 4. I need this bag to be 4 inches here. So I don't have to add anything because I'm not going to fold this up like with the other bag. And then for the zipper insertion, just like before, the total length of the zipper will be 1 inch shorter than the bag blank, so we can have a 1/2 inch hanging over on either end. And then at the exact center of the bag blank, which you can find just by folding it in half, we're going to put a loop. And to make the loop, you take your grosgrain webbing and fold it like this, over and then under, like that. And you just create this little loop, and you're going to place it right there at the center part of the bag. If you're looking at the thumbnail picture of this video, you probably got a visual of what's going on. And so I'm just going to put it right there at the center and use either a clip or a small piece of tape to hold it in place. You can also just slide it under the zipper as you're sewing, but I'm going to use a little piece of tape here to hold it right where I want it. Look at this tape giving me problems. So yeah, just right there. So here's how it looks on the way to the sewing machine. The zipper is clipped in place. Your little loop is in place. Then we're going to do 1 row of stitching using the coils as a guide. And then we're going to flip everything and sew it again. Here's a little thing you can do to add some durability to this part by the loop. Whenever you get up to the loop part, set your stitch length to be a little bit narrower. It'll add a little bit of strength to where the loop is. So I've been using a 2.5. It's going to go down to 1.6. So that gives a thick row of stitching right there where you need it, and then you can go back to your regular stitch length. Okay, we got our first stitch on there, just like this. I did a little bit tighter stitch up by the pull tab, and then we're going to flip the zipper over like this and stitch it one more time. Put the stitch as close to the edge as possible, and once we have the stitching on it, it'll look just like this, but with a nice row of stitching. And you can stitch it with this part facing up and just use the coil as a guide, and you'll have a perfectly straight stitch. So when I say use the coil as a guide, this is what I mean. The coil will ride up against the foot, and it'll make this row of stitch just be nice and parallel right along with this one. Okay, the zipper has been folded and inserted. Here's what it looks like. And so now we're going to fold it like this. So you can see our little pull handle is right at the center. And then our 2 little notches are going to come together right here. And like with the other bag that we did this on each side, we're just going to do it on this side. We're going to line these notches up and do a narrow seam along here to make sure and get the fabric together. And let me go sew that, and I'll show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like when it's sewed. You just have a little bit of allowance left over right here for when we insert the pull tab. And if you're making this bag out of laminate or Dyneema, this is a perfect chance to do a flat felled taping. So you would just set the bag like this, fold your little seam over, and then lay your piece of tape over the top of the folded seam, which will give it a flat felled and seam taped finish right here. And as a little side note, you can sew the bag like this and create a parallelogram bag, or you can sew the bag. This is how I'm going to show you how to sew it. You can sew it like this to create a square bag. In the next video, I'll show you how the parallelogram bag looks if you sew it down like that. It'll basically give you one of those little triangle bags. And then the next thing we're going to do is just stitch it right along here. Just stitch it close. Okay, the bag is stitched closed on the bottom and on the side. And now it's time to insert our little pull tab. We just took that 2.5 inch one and folded it over and used the lighter to heat seal the ends there. So in order to do that, we just get our zipper pull and install it on here. This can be slightly frustrating. This trick that I use is a tent stake like this, or a pen, and get a hold of the pull and pull it like that. And then we'll just pop the corner out up by the zipper, kind of like you're trying to do a pleated square bag. Pop the corner out, line your seam up with the center of your zipper, and then you can put the little pull tab in. Make sure the melted together piece is on the outside. And then like before, we're going to select a zigzag stitch and go over the top of our zipper. And then we're just going to do a straight stitch across right there. Here is our little zipper tab insertion. Just got a little bar tack over the top that holds the coils together, gives it lots of strength right there. And then a straight stitch. So let's turn this thing right side out and see what it looks like. Let's go back to the tent stake thing here. So there it is. That's the top loading circular zipper insertion. So you can see this side just looks like the other bag. And this side has like a little hanging loop. And this bag really pops open easy for you, because the little circle that the zipper has to go on means when you open this up, you can see inside of it easily and reach inside of it easily. And you have the slight little bit of tiny clean working surface to play around with. And then this part right here, you can hang it like on your backpack or something, and then it'll sit there and hang open, and then you can reach into it. And this works really good like on a backpack strap on your shoulder, because you can let it sit there and hang open and have easy access. And if you hang it this way, the stuff, because of the location of the handle, the weight will pull it this way, and the stuff will fall into this little zone and not fall out. And then if you hang it this way, and you need easy access to everything right away, if you hang it this way, everything will tend to just like dump right out. So that's the circular zipper insertion. Pretty easy to do. You can do this little handle on the end different. Like you can just fold your webbing piece over in one spot and just have a single strand of it coming off. So you could have done it like the way I did this one and have it set up differently. So that's how you make the bag. That's how you make. That's how you insert the circular zipper. Oops. Hope you like it. See you guys in the next one. Later.